He was a well-known aesthetic doctor running his own clinic in Singapore. But behind closed doors, his ex-girlfriend was living through a nightmare. What started as a simple workplace romance ended with threats, violence, and a public abduction caught on CCTV. 40-year-old Chua Cheng-yu, founder of Veritas Medical Aesthetics, has pleaded guilty to 4 criminal charges: harassment, unlawful restraint, using criminal force, and voluntarily causing hurt. The case has shocked many, especially since Chua is still listed on his clinic's website as a practicing doctor. The victim, Miss Zhang, was formerly his clinic manager. She joined the clinic in 2021, and they began dating the following year. But the relationship turned rocky very quickly. Arguments were frequent, breakups became a pattern, and the emotional abuse began to grow. By March 2023, Miss Zhang had enough. She resigned from her job, trying to cut ties completely. But Chua didn't let go. On the night of April 1st, he showed up at her home uninvited. He accused her of cheating, smashed some of her things, and even took her laptop and hairdryer. At one point, he shoved her against a wall. Later that same night, he returned again. During another scuffle, she fell and hit her head on the floor. It didn't end there. In May, after giving her a ride home, Chua asked to leave some of his items at her place, as a so-called symbol of commitment. When she said no, he started sending her threats through Telegram and even via a mobile game app. He warned her that he would leak her intimate photos. Despite her clearly telling him to stop, he kept finding ways to reach out, over and over again. But the most terrifying moment came on the night of March 1st this year. Chua showed up outside Ms. Zhang's new workplace at International Plaza at around 10 p.m. He had been calling and messaging her all evening. When she tried to walk away, he cried and begged her to get into his car. When she refused, he turned violent. He grabbed her in a bear hug and forced her into the vehicle before speeding off. The entire incident was caught on both CCTV and his car camera. While stopped at a traffic light, Miss Zhang tried to escape through the car window. But Chua pulled her back in. Later, she told him she needed to go home to feed her cats. He agreed and drove toward her condo. As they neared her home, Miss Zhang took a chance. She climbed out the window again while he was distracted by her phone and made a run for it. But Chua chased her. He tackled her to the ground and tried to drag her back to the car. Thankfully, she managed to break free and ran to the condo's security guard for help. CCTV showed the guard shielding her as Chua ran away. Ms. Zhang was left with bruises and abrasions. Chua was arrested just a few hours later, around 3:14 a.m., at the basement of a hotel in Novena. A psychiatric assessment later diagnosed him with major depressive disorder. However, the prosecution argued that he was still mentally sound when he carried out the offenses. The court is now considering a mandatory treatment order, which could let Chua receive psychiatric care instead of jail time. The prosecution is also pushing for a compensation order, and Ms. Zhang has submitted a separate claim for damages. What do you think about this case? Should someone who carried out such acts be allowed to avoid jail if they're diagnosed with depression? And should practicing doctors be held to stricter professional standards when it comes to such behavior? If you are still watching this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, 2230.